What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be playing some Orzhov Knights. Now, obviously, with the new set dropping, the Knights have gotten quite a bit of new additions, so we'll just go ahead and take a look at it. And that's probably not all of them. Yeah, I figured there's a few I was missing. So, yeah, obviously a lot of new additions, and a lot of them are excellent additions. Twin Blade Paladin is a, if you're going a life gain deck, sure. Throw her in. But for our deck here today, we're not exactly gaining too much life, so I decided she's not really worth picking up and throwing in just to try to make work when I already have a deck that's pretty well worked out. So yeah, a lot of new knights, and this knight here, Diamond Knight, makes mono colored knights, mono black, mono white, even better because he's a knight, and whenever you cast a spell of a chosen color, put a +1/+1 counter on Diamond Knight. So yeah, really good. Couple things I would like to say about this deck that I'm about to do the deck tech. Oh no. Couple things I'd like to say about this deck before I do the deck tech or deck breakdown. One, it definitely could be streamlined a little bit better if y'all want to play Sorin. I would recommend it, and that's the 4-drop Sorin, the one from War of Spark. I recommend it. It's a huge and great Planeswalker as well as a Johnny. There's a lot of things that fit into this deck, but because they weren't knights, and I'm trying to show off more of the set, because I feel like as a content creator, it's not just my job to put out a video, but it's my job to sort of show the content, not put out the same decks, not put out the same cards, let people see what the game has to offer. So whenever I do a deck like this, just know yes, there are a lot of things you can do differently and a lot of things that you can do better, but sometimes I just want to showcase something, so I hope y'all will understand that. Now, one more thing before we hop into the deck tech or deck breakdown, I would like to remind everybody to leave a like down below and comment in the comment section if you have any suggestions for this deck, future decks, or past decks. I still love hearing suggestions. That's not me saying I don't like hearing suggestions. I do indeed. Furthermore, consider subscribing if you're new here. It is free and it does help support the channel. And you'll get a notification every time I put out an awesome deck like this one. Also, we've been partnered with tcgplayer.com, so anybody looking to support the channel can go over there and use the promo code the new Dr. Spillikin, and any purchases will help go towards the channel, help support the channel, whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. So now we're going to hop into this deck tech, right? We have 3 copies of Dauntless Bodyguard to either A, give a creature indestructible, or B, just be a 1-mana 2/1 knight, which is not bad. 3 copies of God's Willing to give protection to something, right? Protection of whatever we need to give protection to in the moment. Knight of the Ebon Legion, a card that I'm absolutely flabbergasted by. This being a 1-mana creature, that is insane. This and Rotting Regisaur, 2 huge creature drops in black that are just absolutely dominating, right? This card, so good. 1/2, you can pay 3 mana and it becomes a 4/5. And gains Death Touch until end of turn, so already really good for a 1-drop, right? Furthermore, at the beginning of your end step, if a player lost 4 or more life, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. So, you pay the 3, make it a 4/5, swing in. They're not going to want to block it on turn 3 because they're probably not going to have anything to deal with a 4/5 with Death Touch. And now it's a 2/3. So next turn, when you buff it up with 3 mana, it's going to be a 5/6, and so on and so forth. So it's sort of built to build on itself, and it's only 1 mana, right? That's the crazy thing. It's only 1 mana, but an excellent knight card. Excellent knight, excellent in vampire decks for sure. Excellent in any deck really that runs black mana. 2 Knight of Grace, 2 Knight of Malice, both in here for the similar effect. First strike, and they have hexproof from a certain color and get +1 on their attack if we have the opposite color down, if that makes sense. So if we have the white knight, if we have a black permanent down, it'll get the +1. If we have the black knight and have a white permanent down, it'll get the +1. So 3 copies of Corpse Knight, as I feel like this card is just a nice little ping, right? It's a nice little ping of damage. So you pay 2 mana, you get a 2/2 knight down. That's okay, I guess, not the best in a knight deck, to be completely honest. However, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under our control, each opponent is going to lose 1 life. So off of History of Benalia, they're going to lose 2 just from the knights entering the battlefield, and then no telling how much when you get that final buff, right? So Corpse Knight is just a new knight, and it's only uncommon, so I recommend if you enjoy Aristocrats decks, pick it up. If you enjoy zombie decks, pick it up. If you enjoy knight decks, pick it up. 2 copies of Benalish Marshal, because it is a knight, and for 3 mana, getting a 3/3 that buffs all of our other creatures with +1/+1 is fantastic. 3 copies of History of Benalia, and what can I say? This is the card to look for when you're playing knights, and I hate to see it go out of standard here in what, a few months, something like that. Because it's just awesome, right? I really, really enjoy the value in this card. So 3 mana, get 2/2/2 knights, and on the 3rd turn you get a +2/+1 boost to all of your knights. We have Radiant Destiny, and yes, we do have Icon of Ancestry. We only have 1 copy because I only have 1 copy, and I'm not so convinced on this card just yet that I want to pick up another copy. So we'll see how it does, and maybe in the future I will. Radiant Destiny, y'all should all know this one. Midnight Reaper for some card draw. Mortify for some removal. Icon of Ancestry, I just talked about it, but I'll go into depth a little bit more. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type. So obviously we're going to be choosing knights. Creatures of the chosen type get +1/+1. Furthermore, we can pay 3 mana and tap Icon of Ancestry, and look at the top 3 cards of our library. If we reveal a creature that is of the chosen type, then we can put it into our hand and put the rest onto the bottom of the library in any random order. Yeah, so Sigiled Sword of Valeron, I just enjoy this card, but also I feel like everyone should know this card. It's really gimmicky. It's great if it can go off. It's terrible if it doesn't, though, right? Because you just paid 3 mana and you just keep paying 3 mana to equip it, and it keeps not doing anything. However, if it does go off, you get a huge Birthday, and it works very well with Corpse Knight. So yeah. 3 copies of Conclave Tribunal for some more removal. 1 copy of Settle for some mass removal. 1 copy of Josu Vess, because the dream of kicking out Josu Vess is always alive. If I can play this card, I will. Zombie deck, knight deck, you know, mono black deck, I don't care. I'll play this card. I love it. Absolutely love it. Then we have the two new knights, Cavalier of Dawn and Cavalier of Night. So we have Night and Dawn. I wish this was dusk or this was day, but you know, whatever. I'm not gonna argue semantics. So Cavalier of Dawn, whenever it enters the battlefield, we're gonna destroy up to 1 non-land permanent. So that can be any non-land permanent, planeswalker, enchantment, artifact, whatever you want. And then its controller creates a 3/3 colorless golem artifact, which by the time we can cast this down, we should have something to deal with it. Furthermore, if we have cast this down, then we have a 4/6, which is already bigger than a 3/3, so it's not that big of a deal. Furthermore, whenever Cavalier of Dawn dies, return target artifact enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. So that can bring back Icon of Ancestry, or Sigiled Sword, or Conclave Tribunal, or History of Benalia, or Radiant Destiny. There's a lot of options there. Then we have Cavalier of Night, a 4/5 lifelink creature, so it doesn't have vigilance, but it does have lifelink. And whenever it enters the battlefield, we can sacrifice another creature and destroy a target creature an opponent controls. So we can sacrifice something like maybe a Dauntless that we're like, you know, your value's not really there anymore, and destroy a creature our opponent controls. Furthermore, whenever it dies, we can return target creature from our graveyard with converted mana cost 3 or less to the battlefield. So, and I read that a little bit wonky, but still, this allows us to get down Benalish Marshal, Corpse Knight, you know, all from here and above, right? Midnight Reaper, I'm sorry, I missed out on that one. So yeah, that's gonna be our deck tech for the day, and now we're gonna hop right into some matches. Airweaver, gonna be our first foe for the day. Also, I'd like to say, at the end of that deck tech, I realized that I hadn't fixed my lands for this deck, which is funny because I've been playing and testing this deck, right? And I just never noticed it. I was like, man, I am sure drawing a lot of plains and swamps, and I have not once hit my dual lands. I was like, that luck is just terrible. But it wasn't luck. It was because I'm forgetful, right? I feel like we all forget stuff every now and then, though, so I will forgive myself, forgive and forget, as they say. Up against Golgari, sure, I can dig it. I can dig it. So, gonna see how Icon works out this game. We'll see whether or not it's worth it, because we don't have any creatures. So if ever there was a time for us to use it and it to be useful, it would be now. We could go Conclave on the Wild Growth Walker, but let's be real. We're trying to play our synergies here. So let's go this, and we'll go ahead and swing all in. We don't care about the damage that's coming back at us. We'll just hope that they don't have any explore creatures already in hand. Fingers crossed. Okay. And fingers crossed, they still have 3 mana. Oh, that's where they hit it with us. Hit us with it, not hit. Whatever I said. I've already went to work this morning. I've been up since like 6:30. Got like 4.5 hours of sleep, so I may be a little out of it. Again, we could go Conclave Tribunal here and take out one of their Wild Growth Walkers, which I think is probably what we need to do, right? I should probably quit playing my shenanigans. Although if we go a Knight of Grace here... No, okay. Yep, let's just go Conclave. Fuck it. And get rid of their Wild Growth. This also makes our Knight of Malice a 4/3. Now, our Knight of Grace is probably a lot better in this matchup because it has Hexproof from black, and I don't think they're playing any white mana. They could be and could have just not drawn it, but who knows? We will have to see. So they are going to swing in with their 4/6. That's fun. Do it, whatever. I don't care. It's your choice, man. It's your choice. Alright, so now we take the Wild Growth Walker and hope that somewhere along the way we can start playing some things down. Now, Midnight Reaper is a bit of a risk to play, for obvious reasons, and they are gaining a whole lot of life. We have to hope that they don't hit Bolas' Citadel, because we all know that's what they're going for. Another Wild Growth Walker. You're not kidding, huh? You're like actually for real on this right now. Sure. I mean, okay, so on the downside, they just drew 3 of their Wild Growth Walkers in the top 13 cards of their deck. Sure, that is unfortunate. But on the bright side, it means we've already dealt with 2 of them, and there's the 3rd one to deal with, so, you know, may not be the world's worst thing. We might be able to actually do this. What'd they hit? Okay. Just don't hit a finality. That's all we're trying to avoid right now. This finality would absolutely devastate us. Another Branch Walker. They're probably going to keep that on top. Yeah. You greedy motherfucker. Most people that play these decks, they actually play it a lot, like, a lot less efficient than what they should. He shouldn't be stacking health. He's fine. You know, he's gonna be fine. He has Path of Discovery. He has a Wild Growth Walker. Put that away. If you're looking for a Bolas' Citadel, like, get it down. Get it down ASAP, because you need that. You need that shit, right? So I'm thinking we might save Josu Vess to get down to Zombie Knights. How much mana is that? 4 + 6 is 10, and we're at 5 right now. That's rough, and playing a Midnight Reaper is rough as well. Tell you what, let's go Icon. Hit something. Oh, I could have used those for my Josu. At the same time, we would have been flooded with that, though, right? Not drawing a single play for that many turns. Alrighty. Yeah, we're just gonna pass. There's no reason for us to swing in. Hope they brick on whatever they reveal here. Don't be a Bolas' Citadel. Por favor. It's a land. And should probably just hit Resolve All, right? Another land. Alright. Well, that's not terrible. Sure, they're there for Bolas' Citadel, but actually they were there last turn. They've been there for a little bit thanks to the Lana War, right? So my turn. History of Benalia. Yeah, I'll take it. Give me some more creatures and then give me a big old buff on top of that. That's what I like to see. That's the kind of math I enjoy doing. The quick and simple math. What's that? You're telling me you're gonna give me more stuff and then make all of my previous existing stuff plus the stuff you gave me bigger? Seems like a good deal. I might be missing something, but it seems okay. I think we do play the Sigiled Sword. And next turn when we go to attack, it'll just be that much more devastating. Wahaha. Hopefully. Ideally, you know. Y'all get the gist of the channel by now, hopefully. At least the long-time viewers do. It's a very kickback, chill channel. We're not trying to be denoted for our awesome skills in Magic. Not saying that we don't have awesome skills in Magic. I'm just, you know, just saying. That's not exactly our point of reference for awesomeness. What does this give? +2, +0. So I should realistically put it on one of these two guys, right? Right. Let's put it on him. Her. It. I don't know what it is. And I think we're going to swing all in here. We have God's Willing, so we can kind of defend ourselves a little bit. And I don't just want to swing with the 5/4s, do I? We have to swing with the Dauntless too. Yeah. Here's the thing. We can't use God's Willing on our Knight of Grace. Because if we use God's Willing and protect it from... Well, I don't know. Because Sigiled Sword isn't a color. So... it might not matter. So what's going on here? 3 into the 3/4, 5/3 into those, and 5/4 into that. So I'm actually gonna God's Willing the Dauntless Bodyguard here, I think. Then we Knight of Grace. Not really what we want, actually. Not really the position we want to be in. Alright, so there's some good old damage to the face. And, yeah. Yeah. We're back to hoping we find stuff. At this point, we really just want to get rid of their 3rd Wild Growth Walker and pray their 4th copy's on the bottom of their deck. You know? Like some good RNG would allow us to believe. We're gonna go Corpse Knight. I still don't feel comfortable with the Midnight Reaper, to be completely honest. Question is, do we attack in with the Knight of Grace? If we do, they defend with the Wild Growth Walker, but if we start swinging in now, we might get ahead of them before they can really start picking up steam. Their 3/4 is going to kill a unit as well, though. So maybe I'll wait for one more boost, like a Radiant or a Benalish, something. Hell, I can't even get a Benalish down. We need some more land. What's going on here, game? What kind of debauchery is this? Right, so we'll just skip to their turn. If they give us reason to God's Willing, then obviously we will God's Willing. If not, we can always use Icon of Ancestry and try to get another Knight into our hand. Wayward Swordtooth, that doesn't play very well for us. That doesn't bode well for our side. Another Path of Discovery off the top. Sure. Our opponent's running away with the game. This honestly is probably it. Okay. Bolas the Citadel, taking us down. Game 1. Airweaver. We just weren't quick enough, honestly. Well, maybe not enough removal? I don't know. I feel like Knights up against that deck, they would have had to not drawn 3 Wild Growth Walkers. We dealt with 2 of them, right? We were almost there. But 3 of them, I don't know. That's a little tough. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and move on to a game 2 here. Drek, gonna be our next foe. Hopefully we will find Solemn in a victory here. I'm gonna keep this. I'm very greedy, but I also see the Knight of Ebon Legion, and what can I say? As a turn 1 play, it makes my day. Hey. That was a terrible little rhyme scheme there. That's okay. Y'all pretty much know me for my terrible rhyme schemes and cheesy jokes. Gotta say, I like seeing that History of Benalia. We may not worry about trying to kick out the Josu Vess this game. Maybe we shouldn't have worried about it last game, to be completely honest. But like I said, the only reason Josu Vess ends up in my deck, past him being, you know, a pretty good card, is the fact that I love the kicker ability. Like, if you hit that mana and you can get down a kick Josu, a double history. This game, of course they have a negate. You motherfucker. Alright, the unfortunate thing is we're only going to deal 3 damage there, so our Knot doesn't get the buff. And they countered our history. It's okay. I have something I'm sure you're not prepared for. Oh. Or do we just go bigger with our knights? This is such a difficult thing. Alright, tell you what, let's go ahead and swing in. Let's see if that can proc anything. You got anything for us? No? Do we? I mean, yes, okay, we do. Let's go ahead and do this. Growth Spiral. No. Drek, you sneaky bastard. One turn you got it, the next turn you don't. Either way, they're down to 10. And now whenever we swing in with these 2 units, it will be enough to actually proc the knight. So, you know, that's pretty good. Are they playing a Gates deck? Hold up. Time out. Drek, buddy, pal. Listen. There's no need for this. Oh shit. They got the red mana. We can talk about it. It's okay. It is oh, Dauntless is nice. Oh man, what do I do? So if they play Gates, they're gonna wipe Dauntless, but that's it. So if I play History, I can't play Dauntless on top of it. If they play Gates next turn, which is probably what they do if I play more units this turn, which I'm probably going to. I think I'd go Corpse Knight into Dauntless, honestly. Because I want to get down another Dauntless just in case they try to board wipe me. I still have the 2 units to finish the game out come next turn. With the buff off of the Knight, right? Okay, yeah. So that's probably what Drek was going for there. However, our Knights were too hasty. We got in there, we got the damage. Like I said, Knight of the Ebon Legion, just too strong. Carries the game on his shoulders, single-handedly. Anyways, on to a game 3 for the tiebreaker of the series, I suppose. Oppressionator? I think it's Oppressionator. Goodness. I'm gonna keep this. We don't have any black mana, but at the same time, we have 3 planes and a Benalish in hand, so like... Do you... Okay, and there's some black mana. Do you really turn that away? And now, one thing to note with this deck, the Cavalier of Night and Cavalier of Dawn, yes, they are super restrictive, okay? Sometimes you're not going to be able to cast them down because you get in situations like this where you're just too damn stubborn. Leyline of Combustion. Oh no. This is a mono red deck that is going to be shocking our shit from, yeah. From here to Timbuktu is what I was going to say, but, you know, it happened before I could get it out. I was gonna say next turn we're gonna play the Benalish, but maybe not. Can we really afford to not? Oh, this is what we can do. Okay, History. Next turn we'll throw down Benalish plus Dauntless, right? And throw the Dauntless on the Benalish, obviously. So that should make everything a little bit harder to kill, if not just a little, you know. So they do swing with the Pyromancer here. We don't care. We're gonna take the 2. We are risk takers. Do it. Hit me. Whoa. What are you doing, Impressionator? Do your job right. Smack me in the face when I tell you to. Knight of the Ebon Legion is a fantastic pickup. Conclave Tribunal is a fantastic pickup. Benalish Marshal, however, is too good. Too good to turn down. So there's some buffs for all of my units. Your shocks no longer singularly kill me. And there's a little buff for him, and we could play super dangerous and go Conclave and take away the Steamkin. We could swing in with our 3/3, but next turn we're getting buffs to all of our units, so tell you what, we're just going to pass it back to him. Oh. We gotta be careful about what we choose to remove, and like it really needs to be worth the removal with that combustion down, so.
I knew you needed my help.
I knew you needed my help. Shut up, Chandra. You cocky son of a bitch. You think just because now there's like 7 of you in standard you can say whatever? I know it's not actually 7, it's like what, 4, 5, 6, something like that. But still, y'all get the point. There's a fucking, there's a ton of her. There are a ton of Chandras. Okay, hit me with your best shot, Oppressionator, because I got some news for you, pal. All my shit's about to become so unkillable to you, it's not even funny. Let's go Icon. Let's make shit even bigger. Knights. Boom. Bunch of 6/5s running around like they don't even know what to do. 3/4. Do we worry about the Chandra? I don't think so. Oh, okay. Oppressionator. Seen enough. They have been oppressed by our knights. Get out of here, mono red. What are you doing? You're playing the wrong mono red deck too. What did I tell you people? I specifically said go play my mono red. Go play Macfar's. It's not mine actually. Correction to that. Go play Macfar's mono red. Man did some awesome work with that deck. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today's videos. Two wins, 1 loss. We'll chalk up the loss to bad luck. How about that? No, Orzhov Knights. Honestly, I think if you, like I said, if you slim down the deck, you throw in maybe a Soren or a Gideon, right? Something that adds a little bit extra oomph to the deck. Really good, actually. I think you could probably play it in ranked. I wouldn't say you could go all the way to Mythic. I won't say you can't, because, you know, people are much better than I and can do a hell of a lot of things that to me are just impossible, right? So, I don't know. Do what you want to do. Be who you want to be. B-A-R-B-I-E. I think that's the message we all need to take away from this video. And then, of course, as always, leave a like if you enjoyed. And until either tonight or tomorrow, peace.